If you're like me, when you were a kid, all you wanted to do was play with Hot Wheels or Legos or Tonka trucks. And maybe that's why this mid-size truck holds such full-size appeal for me. This is the 2020 Jeep Gladiator, and it is like a toy truck come to life for us big kids. That's especially true with this particular Rubicon, which has been descended upon by Fiat Chrysler's in-house performance parts division, Mopar. In fact, you might not realize it, but there are over $12,000 in hop-ups on this Gladiator, plus the cost of installation. These changes do a lot to alter the character of this vehicle for better and for worse. Let me walk you through why. The Rubicon is Jeep's most capable Gladiator, and this one is even more special. It's been set upon by Mopar, FCA's aftermarket division, and it's got about 24 parts out of Mopar's over 200 catalog pieces. Let's start with the stance of this thing. It's much burlier than even the normal Rubicon thanks to a 2-inch lift kit with Fox shocks, about $1,500. A set of wider 17 by 8.5-inch wheels feature a 12mm offset for an even more planted look, and there's about $1,000 worth of BF Goodrich KO2 rubber wrapped around these $1,100 wheels. The upshot is much better arrival and departure angles and enhanced off-road traction. The downside is a much firmer ride, more tire noise, and more drag, which you really feel out on the freeway. If you're used to hitting the trails every weekend, you're all good here. But if you're looking for a daily driver and something to knock around at a campground a few times a year, well, I've been driving this truck for a week, and let's just say you're going to want to consider how hardcore you really are. You get a lot, but the street compromises are real. You've probably heard me talk before about how good lights are my #1 safety feature. This Rubicon has LED headlamps, and they're a huge improvement over the old model. But if you're off-road at off hours, you're going to want even more candle power. This truck has over 25,000 additional lumens here and here at about $1,200. If you like the nightlife, this is money well spent. I'm guessing that the first thing that caught your eyes about this Jeep are these amazing 2-inch tube doors. For about $1,200 a set, they give you that unmistakable Jeep knees in the breeze experience. Plus, they offer a little protection out on the trail from wayward branches. And as an added bonus, they sound like you're in an amusement park. These tube doors, they're easy to install. I put them on in no time. And at about $1,200 plus mirrors, I'm a buyer. If you're into conquering the truly rough stuff, these $950 rock sliders to protect your Gladiator's underbelly, well, they're well worth it. If not, save your money because they make getting in and out just that little bit tougher. With all the modifications that have been done to the front and the sides of this vehicle, you wouldn't expect for Mopar to leave the bed alone, and you'd be right. There's a $950 hard tonneau cover, but it's what's inside that's really cool. This $1,200 drawer system is from a company called Decked, and it fits inside the Gladiator's 5-foot bed. You get a pair of lockable drawers that can hold 200 pounds each. They're great for tools or messy gear, and they've got drain plugs. You can even put 2,000 pounds on top, making it a good place to strap down your ATV. If you're just looking for more cargo space for bigger items though, well, stick with the tonneau. This truck is also fitted with a Mopar exhaust. For about $1,250, it gives you a burlier sound, plus it tucks the twin tips right up against the bumper so that you don't snag things out on the trail. This definitely makes this truck's V6 sound meaner than stock, and I like that when the doors are off or when you're out on the trail and the sound ricochets off the trees. Out on the freeway though, well, not so much. With the doors on in particular, the exhaust drones, and you hear every shift. Since the engine is always working so much harder to spin those big tires, well, that's saying something. Speaking of life inside, not much has been done to this cabin. There's Mopar's floor mats with integrated drains, pedal pads, and these $35 grab handles. If you're 5'0" like my might as well be wife, well, they may be the best accessory that you can buy on a lifted truck. The lesson here is that the new Gladiator is a really amazing truck, and there are a million different ways to customize it. But I think you should spend a lot of time figuring out exactly what you need out of the vehicle before you start going nuts with the Mopar catalog or any aftermarketer. Me, I'm more of a weekend warrior, so I need something that can be daily driven. So I want a little bit more refinement than what this $70,000 truck has to offer. I drove a less extreme Gladiator Overland a while back, and it was so good that I've been spending a lot of time on Jeep's configurator and staring back at my bank account. But some of you need more, and a Rubicon really is the way to go. The best thing about going with Mopar gear is that you won't void the factory warranty. Plus, you can roll the cost of the accessories right into your monthly payments if you buy them when you get your new vehicle. So no matter which trim of Gladiator you buy or who you choose to accessorize it, you're guaranteed to get a great vehicle.